it's really humbling for me when I get an opportunity to speak to a bunch of folks. I want you guys to know that I'm just like everyone else out there. I went through lots of troubling times, lots of struggling times in my trading, but I've been trading full time now for 13 years, supporting my family on it. And a few years ago, I kind of got convinced to start working and teaching other people how to do this. And I've gained quite a little bit of attention here recently. Last year in an account I traded right in front of all of our members, we made a 98% return on the year. So now I don't want anyone to think that that's that we can do that over and over and over. Last year was an incredible year, and we've had an amazing start to this year. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that might be helpful to you. Now, I'm very different than most traders. I keep things extremely simple. I want them to be simple. It's important for me to have simple trading. I became a trader for the lifestyle of a trader, and I wanted it to be that lifestyle where I could, I didn't have to be locked down to a machine every day. I didn't have to be running nonstop scans. I didn't have to be doing all of this stuff. I wanted to trade in a very simple way, and I've just had some amazing success with it. So it's real exciting to me. And I started the service Right Way Options a few years back. It's been very successful for us. We've got members making money like crazy, and they're really, really happy, and that's a cool thing. But it's not just me, because what we do in Right Way Options, we're a team. I consider every member that's in there is part of the team, and we're working for we're all working together to achieve more. And we work to, we do lots of education. Now, what I'm about, Right Way Options is not about just handing you a trade. I do call trades on a regular basis, and those trades go out, and we win about 7 out of every 10 trades. That's my average. For years has been my average, about 7 of every 10 trades I win. Because I'm very, very picky on the trades I take. And we cut our losses very, very quickly. I have no problem in getting rid of a loss. But in that process, we really work to teach other people how to do this. It's not just about handing you a trade and hoping that you can just blindly follow. We want to teach you how to trade effectively, so that you can do this forever. And it's a simple system. You know how you go out and you buy an indicator, or you create this brand new scan, and it works for a little while? What I'm going to show you works all the time, because it's based simply on price action. And let's get into this. We'll go really quick through this. I've kind of gotten known for my work with what I call a naked chart. We make lots of jokes about it. That was kind of my big aha moment. I literally was sitting in front of my computer ready to quit trading. I was starting to delete stuff off my machine. I was done. I was fed up. It wasn't working. Anything that everyone told me just didn't work very well, or didn't work long. And something triggered in me when I was looking at some charts how important price was. And I was doing everything but looking at price. I was writing scans. I can write code for a couple of different platforms. I can do all of these different things, and I patted myself on the back for my skill and my intelligence. I could do a class, an hour-long class on every single indicator in most platforms, but that didn't help me make money. And when I went to this system, everything just cleared up. It got so much easier. And I want to show you what that is, and I want to share with you some things that I think can be very helpful for you in your trading. Okay, so let's take a look here. Whoop. Here's my naked chart. And literally, I trade from a chart just like this. No indicators on it. I draw a few lines. I focus on the price action. It's a white background chart, black and white candles. By the way, I highly recommend that. I know everyone out there is using colored up charts and all kinds of stuff on your chart. And you know what's happening is you're focusing on everything but the thing that makes you money, and that's price moving. And when I started doing this, all of a sudden the doors opened for me. I started making money, and not just making money, I was making money consistently, and that's what was more important to me. I could support my family doing this. I've put 2 kids through college doing this. And you guys can do this too. I know there's nothing special about me. So I'm going to show you an indicator today that here I'm showing you no indicator, but I'm going to show you an indicator today that can help you trade the way I trade in this very simple manner. And I'm going to talk about this trade here in just a little bit, because this is actually an active ongoing trade for us in Right Way Options. So I believe price is king. Price is the most important thing there is in trading. And we spend way too much time as traders focusing on everything but price. If you think about it, how many would care to admit that they have spent years and years and years? Just a second here. I can't see you guys talking, I guess. Oh, well. Years and years and years, excuse me, pardon my cough there. Years and years and years writing scans, trying to put together the perfect combination of indicators, trying to find that perfect setup in a trade. And I was one of those guys, okay? Jumping around to webinar, going all over the place, and all it did was confuse me. All it did was mess me up. I was starting something new all the time. I was never settling down. And that's when I realized that price was important. Price was the most important thing in trading. And as soon as I focused on that, everything started to change. So my focus is really simple here. We focus on price action. I use candlesticks, as you saw in that chart. Price support, resistance, trend, chart patterns, trading a plan, the way you trade is very important to me, and trade management. So I'm going to slide right through this stuff. I'm going to show you this indicator. It's called volatility stop. That's right. Deliberately, the king is naked. We make a lot of jokes in the trading room about me trading naked. Nobody wants to see that, trust me. It's called the volatility stop indicator, okay? And it may not be on every platform, but it's a very easy thing to set up. If you know someone that can do a little bit of coding or something with a platform you use. I'm going to give you an ebook at the end of this that actually has the setup for TC2000 charts and also Thinkorswim charts. The coding is already done. All you got to do is plug it in and you're ready to go. And that's included in the ebook. It comes with it. So it's an average true range indicator, and the settings here are a 10 period and a 1.5 multiplier. Now I spent a year testing this. I'm really anal on this stuff, extremely, to the point it drives some people crazy. But before I put something out like this, I want to make sure that it's actually performing the way I expect it to perform. Now I set these settings. These can certainly be adjusted. If you find it works differently for you, you may want to adjust them slightly. But these settings work great for me. And I'm going to show you some charts and what I'm talking about. So this is a daily chart, and this is an old chart on Shop. And you can see what this indicator does is it just puts dots on. Now I know everybody out there is going to raise their hand or something and say, this looks like parabolic SAR, and it does. But it is not parabolic SAR. It's considerably different from that. This will actually adjust to volatility. It will help you find support, resistance, and trend, and give you a clue as where you should be placing your stops. Okay, how many of you out there have the problem that when you first enter a trade, I'm telling you, I had a complex on this for a long time. I could swear every time I pulled the trigger on the trade, the stock immediately pulled back. It was if someone was watching me just to punish me specifically. Anybody feel like that? It seemed like that happened to me all the time. I'd pull a trigger on the trade and the stock would pull back. And what's even worse, by the time the pressure got so big in the trade, I would sell the trade just before the stock started moving up. And that's a real simple symptom to correct. And it's one of the most common ones I run into when I coach a lot of people now. Yeah, all over the place. I coach a lot of folks in trading, and it's one of the most common problems I see. And what that is they're buying stocks at resistance and they're selling stocks at support because they're not seeing it in the price action chart. Their chart is clouded with so much junk they can't see price support, resistance, and trend. In fact, price almost disappears with all the indicators that we put on charts. So I've put my focus on charts, and here in this real simple indicator, I want to show you, and I'm going to give you a 30-second clip on how to use this the most effectively. When you see red dots, okay, mine's set with red and green. Red is showing resistance. When you see red dots, you know you've got resistance above. If a stock just breaks through resistance and just suddenly turns green, do not chase that. Because we all know, well, breakthrough of resistance often pulls back to test support. And you can see if we just wait for that pullback to support and wait for that next buy signal, we get into a nice, clean, easy trade to run. And you can see this trade entering here, 38% gain, there's your exit. Every single one of these is just telling you, giving you an idea, approximate time to place your stop. It works on any time frame. It works on any time frame. It works on futures. It works on anything. All it's doing is measuring price action. And there's the first question, parabolic SAR. No, I said it is not parabolic SAR. It's called the volatility stop indicator. And I'm going to give you the code and, how to set it up in TC2000 and how to set it up in Thinkorswim charts at the end here, okay? And it comes in an ebook. And all you have to do is follow the trade. 38% win. And I got to tell you guys, how many trades like this do you need? You find a trade like this, set your stop, and every day you move your stop. At the end of every day, you move your stop. Look at that trade. All the way through here, stopped out up here with a 38% gain. Very, very simple way to trade. It's very clean, and it's very easy to read. Now here's a 5-minute chart for those of you who like short-term trading. Here's a 5-minute chart on SQ from a while back, okay? SQ pops out, breaks through this resistance area, gaps on, I don't know if it was an earnings or something, it gapped up. We get this little pullback here, little resting period, and then we get the buy signal. We enter that trade, follow that stop up. Now, if you traded this with the stock, 22.7% gain on the stock in just a little tiny period of time. Okay, very simple. Now I trade options around all this, and what I'm showing you is a lot of stock percentages at 3.5 hours, 2.5 or 2.7%. No, I did not invent this, and in fact, it's not for sale. It's free on most platforms. I'm not selling this thing. In fact, that kind of drives me crazy. These guys that create all these proprietary indicators, like there's some kind of gee whiz thing to it. It's really simple. Learn to follow the price action of the chart, and everything else works. And the purpose of the volatility stop, the way I have set this up, and it's really simple, the way I've set it up is to help even the brand new trader learn how to use this very effectively, see support, resistance, and trend very clearly. I have a member in my room. He started trading last February. He's just about ready to flip over to his first year as a trader. He started with $20,000. Okay? His return at the end of the year, having started in February, was 65%. He is a brand new trader. He has never run a scan in his life. He doesn't know how to run a scan. In fact, he's a very, he kind of runs away from tech. He doesn't like tech all that much. He knows how to turn on his computer, how to use his charts and open his brokerage account. And he follows a system like this, and he's made a 65% return last year. Now, again, last year was extraordinary. Not every year is the market going to perform this way. Okay. Again, I did not invent this. Okay, I just put together this strategy, and I just spent a year testing it to help people see price action clear. Now, right here, here's a weekly chart. If you like trading a little bit longer term trades, take a look at this weekly chart. Red breaks through the green, wait for the low risk entry point. And why do I say low risk entry point? This is where price support is. Okay, it's showing us that graphically. So we wait for the buy signal at price support. Can you guys see my indicator on the chart? My mouse, you can't see my, right here in that first entry. Okay. Oh, you can, good, thank you. I have a bullish engulfing candle. Now I say, wait for the low risk entry with a buy signal. And a lot of people ask me, what's a buy signal? The buy signal is not a specific candle pattern. It's buyers stepping in at price support. The first thing that you want to focus on in doing this is focus on charts that are trending. That's the number one thing. Look at a chart that's trending. Don't waste your time with stocks that aren't trending. If the stock is trending and the market is trending, let the stock do what it wants to do and go up. We're just going to follow it. We're not going to predict it. We're not going to try and pick tops and bottoms. It just works very simply. So we find that entry right here, enter that trade, our stop loss goes right underneath those green dots. And then every day we just move our stop loss, get stopped out over here, 18% gain. This one, at that time when I took this picture, here's that nice little resting pullback. There's the buy signal. This was up 29%, and it did go quite a bit higher when that came on. It'll work, yeah, it works on any time frame. This is ADX. Excuse me, this is not ADX. This is average true range. Sorry, this is average true range. It'll work on ETFs, yes, stocks, ETFs, futures. If it goes on your charts, any time frame, it will work. Yes, it will work on tick charts. Because remember, it's just a calculation of average true range. It's showing us price support and resistance. Very simple. So here's that chart in VLO. Now, VLO is a trade that we are currently in Right Way Options. And we've traded this trade several times. And I want you to notice how simple this chart is. Now, this is the chart I'm looking at when I make my decisions on trades, okay? I usually don't have the volatility stop on there. I show the volatility stop to help people identify these levels. Now, I have a price pattern that I trade all the time. We call it pop out of the box. I actually have a full course on this, a pop out of the box pattern. And all it is really is a very tight consolidation in a stock that's trending. Okay, and notice what happens here in this stock. We move up, we move away from the trend, we come back to the trend. We move away from the trend, we come back to the trend. We move away from the trend, we come back to the trend. Very, very simple. That pop out of the box pattern shows up in lots and lots of charts. And we buy when the stock breaks out. Okay, so if you ever want to learn something about that pattern, it's really a simple pattern to trade. And remember, it requires a trending stock. So this last entry we traded, we had this tiny little wedge pennant pattern right here. Okay, we bought as soon as it popped out of here. We're currently in this trade at 150% profit. That's no joke. 150% profit. We traded it like this. We bought the March 80 calls for $7.90. So we bought in the money calls, and when I put this together a little bit earlier this morning, this was the current price. It might have changed just a little bit. This was the current price it was trading at. Now, as this stock moved up, we've taken the opportunity. We're actually short the 100 strike calls on this, turning it into a calendar. So we're collecting money on the top side as well. 150% gain in this trade. And look how simple and clean that is. So you can trade this with stocks, options, ETFs, virtually anything that'll go on your chart. You can use this indicator for that. And isn't it amazing? Look at how all of these trades that were in here. Remember I showed you those pop out of the box patterns? There was one right here, nice little tight consolidation. Popped up here, that was the entry signal right there. No stop outs all the way over to here. And then we had another entry signal from this big pop out of the box pattern right here. No stop outs yet. You could have stayed in that trade from here. Phenomenally easy. And there's so many trades doing this right now. I mean, so many. If you guys take a look at CBOE, the ticker CBOE, phenomenal trend. You can look at charts like CVX and MRO right now, phenomenal trends. Easy to trade, consistent, concise price action, and all we have to do is wait for our entry, and that's really important. We look for the trend, we wait for the next entry point, we don't predict it, we don't chase it, we wait for it. When the trade comes, we enter the trade and just follow it up. Very simple. This was the last entry on this trade right there, and we're still holding that position. Here's another one, an XLE. XLE identified this chart, broke our resistance area here, turned green, saw this resistance price right in here. We bought this trade as it broke out. We are actually still holding this trade. Some of the members have sold it. Some of the members have sold it. I'm still holding this trade. We modified it just a little bit today to capture a little bit more. We're up 127% on this trade. Just following the trade. You can see this just flipped today from red to green, or green to red. Okay, so that would be a signal. If your stop loss was right here, you'd be stopped out. Okay, we've got such a big profit in this. We're holding it because we have a short strike at 77. We have the February short strike at 77, so we're making money as it pulls back. Hedging that position. Okay, simple stuff, simple trading. Now you want to talk about results. Most people want to know, I get questions all the time that come into me. What's your win-loss ratio? How much do you lose on trades? How much do you win on trades? And I want to tell you guys, that's the wrong question to ask. And the reason is because past history is past history. We are only as good as our next trade. Would you guys agree with that? We can have great winning streaks in the market, and then if we mess things up, we can go through terrible times, right? So we're only as good as our next trade. You want to focus on your win-loss ratio. Winning more trades than you lose. And like I told you at the beginning, I average about 7 out of 10 winning trades. Okay, about 7 out of 10 are winners. And it's because I'm extremely picky about the trades I take, and I wait for the trades to come to me. I don't chase them. I don't even scan for them. In fact, in the ebook, what you're going to get is you're going to get a scan, a very simple scan, how to set up to build a qualified watch list of just trending charts. That's it. Just trending charts that fit you. They fit you for volume, they fit you for price, and whether or not you want options or anything like that. And then it has to have a trend. We want a trend. Once we have that stock, we mark them up, we put it in a list, and all we do is wait for the next trade. The stock is proving it wants to go up, so all we do is wait for the next entry point. So this popped on earnings, broke down, consolidated nice and tight, got back above the green here, moved on up. Here's a beautiful entry signal right here. This is no joke. I placed this trade right in front of everybody in the trading room. I sold this trade right in front of everybody in the trading room. 333% return on that trade. Absolutely works great in downtrends. It's kind of hard to show a downtrend right now because the market, everything wants to go up. But if you want to, if you set up this indicator, in fact, if we have a little time, I'll just kick on my charts. But you can see right here, it's working the downtrend. It's showing you in that downtrend when we break down where your stop loss on a short trade would be. Just follow it down. Okay, just follow it down. Okay, here's that chart on CBOE. Now, this was taken a while ago. This chart is continuing to move up. And if you guys are interested, it's actually set up right now. Could be ready to move higher. It went through a little bit of a pullback period here recently. Now has moved back up and is starting to look pretty good. It may be ready to go higher as we speak. Okay, so kind of take an look at that. But look at this pattern here. Beautiful trend. Notice we have these really tight consolidations in here. Pop out of the box patterns. Nice little pullbacks to support with buy signals. You could trade this in a swing trade pattern. Just swing it, wait for the next trade, swing it, wait for the next trade, swing it, wait for the next trade, swing it. And why I'm bringing that up is I have one member in my room that last year trading BABA, B-A-B-A, using this method, put $130,000 into his account just trading BABA alone. $130,000 last year trading one stock, BABA. He made 130 grand following this process. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And he was a losing trader when he came to right way options. He's turned that completely around. The guy's making money like crazy because he trades a very simple system, not a single indicator on his charts, except maybe that volatility stop. Black and white candles, white background, focused on price action. And guys, this works in every market. It doesn't change. It doesn't change like a complex set of indicators that you put together or a fancy algorithm that works for a time and then quits working. This doesn't change. Price action never changes. All we have to do is learn to follow it, and we can make money in the market. Now, here's a trade I always like to give something out that is happening right now. You guys might want to pay attention to if you're looking for a trade. INTU popping out, breaking this nice little consolidating period. Notice how INTU moves up, comes back to trend, moves up, comes back to trend, moves up, comes back to trend, moves up, and this consolidated toward trend. Popping out today, looking really, really strong. Now you can choose to buy this here, or you can choose to say, you know what, I'm going to wait for the next entry signal. And that's the cool thing about this. We don't have to rush, because all we need to do is find the trend and then wait for the next trade. So I set price alerts on my charts all over the place. By the way, this little blue light up here was a price alert to let me know if it popped up out of that consolidating period. And there it is. Very simple trade. This is happening right now. And here's what it looks like with the vol stop. popped up through, red, turned to green. We consolidated, pulled back, held that support, popping through. Now let the trade work. You know, when you mention mostly small candles too, what I do look for, and you'll notice this in a strong trending chart, in a chart that is strong, you're going to have more concise price action. There's that old saying in the market, stocks take the escalator up, they take the window going down. Okay, so normally when stocks are moving up, they get very precise in their movement. They're deliberate in the price action. And so again, the key is only trade stocks that are trending with the direction of the market. If the market's going up and these stocks are proving they want to go up, all we have to do is wait for the next entry. And we can make money consistently over and over and over. And again, I'm very picky. I don't predict a thing. I don't want to predict a thing. I got sick of trying to predict something. And the fact of the matter is there's just too many factors out there in the market for us to predict anything. So why do that when we have something like this where all we have to do is learn to follow and we make money about 7 out of 10 trades? And I'm talking serious money. If anyone takes a look at Cisco, look at that chart. We've got members in Cisco up 70, 75% on that right now, in a very simple entry into the trade. It's phenomenal what you can do when you just take your trading to a simple place. Okay. Now here's that ebook, and I've got to get you a link, and I'm not sure how to post this. I am very, very green on GoToMeeting here. Just a second, let me get you this link. This is actually a live link on here. Let me see if this works. And maybe if this doesn't get to you guys, administration, could you pass this along? Let's see if that goes in there. Yeah, I'm trying to find a place to copy and paste it into. I don't have any chat box to get into. I can see you guys' questions. Oh, you guys got it. All right, you got it. All right. You got it. So that link will send you over to get the ebook. Now, inside the ebook, and this is free, guys, it's free, it's nothing fancy, about a 14-page ebook. So consistent strategy ebook, plus in TC2000, I use TC2000 for my charting. I think it's a great program, and I don't get paid a thing to say that. I give you a scan. It's called the 34 EMA trending scan. So I'm using that 34 EMA, and I want it to show me a trend. Okay, so it's just scanning using a moving average. That's all it's doing, and it helps me identify those trends real quick. Okay, so you're going to get the code on how to do that in the scan, or you can set that up, and it's really simple, guys. It's just, is the 34 EMA trending up for the last 20 days? If it is, this may qualify as a trade. Okay, Thinkorswim, volatility stop indicator setup. So the PDF, in this PDF that comes with the ebook, there's a link toward the back of the ebook for all of these things. This PDF will tell you how to set up that volatility stop indicator with the coding already done, okay, for that volatility stop indicator to attach it to your Thinkorswim charts. And then a PDF on how to build a qualified watch list, okay, for your trading, okay? Just really simple. All right, and that's free. Now, also inside that book is a link. I have already recorded 5 videos that are on my YouTube channel, and they're at least 20 minutes long, all 5 of them about 20 minutes long, that goes through this step by step. Okay, that's free too. So just go to my YouTube channel and watch those videos, watch them straight through, set up this process. I'm giving you guys the process, soup to nuts, no cost. Okay. It's based on average true range. Yes, Bill, based on average. There's nothing fancy about it. Seriously, nothing fancy about it. No special thing here. Okay. It's just a very simple indicator. Okay, to help you see, and please understand, it's meant to help you see support, resistance, and trend. Support, resistance, and trend. And there's nothing magic about that indicator. It's to help you focus in on price action so that you can see those trades setting up. Okay, so get that ebook, go out there and get that ebook. If, have a good time with it. Feel free to share that information. It doesn't bother me, share it. I want to help as many people as I can trade effectively. Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of other videos on there, education, things that I do. Feel free to take advantage of all of that. I put out a daily morning video early in the morning. I put out a video to all members for preparation for the day. It's posted on YouTube every morning. So if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get that free. On things, it's what I'm looking at in the market, how I'm preparing for my day. So last thing here, if anyone is interested at all, what we're going to do is, and this is on the website all the time, we offer this all the time. We used to do a free trial for 30 days. What we ended up doing, it's kind of a compliment, I guess, but we had people that loved what we did so much, they were actually scamming us. They were changing their email address by something and changing their name by 1 letter and getting free trials after free trials. That's free trials. Okay, so we ended up changing that. We charged $14 for a 30-day trial. Now let me tell you about the 30-day trial. It's open access for everything. Nothing held back. You get everything. Okay, I don't hide anything. I share every single trade I make, whether it's stock or options, anything. I share every trade I make with my members. Nothing is ever hidden. You have full access to all the videos and everything that's on the website. And it's going to cost you $14 for 30 days. Okay, so nothing fancy here. I'm not trying to blow smoke at you guys. This stuff works. We've got members proving it every day. We had a member the second week of this year, okay, reported to me that he started with a $1,500 account. Okay, excuse me, not the first, yeah, in the first week of this year, he let me know, but he started in October with us. He had a $1,500 trading account. Okay, and in the first week of January, he informed me that he had turned that into $3,100 since he'd started. He couldn't have been happier. And I'm getting all kinds of reports like that from folks having great success with their trading. And we celebrate that in our room. Again, it's not about me. I do 2 hours of training every day. I don't know anybody that does that. Every single day at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, we go into the Right Way Options trading room, and I spend 2 hours every day training, every single market day, okay? And then I do e-learning sessions twice a month on Saturday mornings. And that's all included in the same price. You're gonna have access to that for $14, plus all the trades we call and everything that we have. Okay, now hit and run candlesticks, my buddy, his name is Rick Sadler. You may have heard of him before. He's been around trading 30 years. Rick also has a trading room, and we're partnered up together. So when you go to the website, you're going to see hit and run candlesticks. Well, Right Way Options is right there with him. We've teamed up together. Rick has really the same philosophy that I have in trading. Very, very simple trading. His focus is all on stocks. So feel free if you'd rather just have a focus on stocks only, to take the trial for hit and run candlesticks. If you want stocks and options, and we spend a lot of time focusing on options more than stocks, you can do that for 14 bucks, or you can get them both. You choose. After that, let's see, after that, hit and run candlesticks is on a monthly basis is $85 a month. Okay. And Right Way Options is $90 a month. And plus or minus a few pennies in there maybe. And we just changed that price. It just went up this year. Okay. Now, that VLO trade, that single VLO trade. Oh, and by the way, let me give you the link for that trial, for Pete's sake. Administration, could you let me know when I've run over time, or I'm running out of time? I appreciate that. I'm not a really good clock watcher.
You have about 3 minutes or so, but you are the last presenter today, so if you do go over a few minutes, it's not a problem.
Okay, thank you very much. So right there, you can go pick up your 30-day trial. You can also buy annual. It's a lot cheaper on annual and that kind of stuff. Choose whatever works the best. Now remember, if you buy monthly, you can cancel anytime. I'm not telling you what I do is great for everyone. It might not be the best thing for you. Okay? And I'm not one of those guys that says that just because I do it, it's going to work for you. But I can tell you it works for a lot of folks. And if you find that it works for you, then you can become a member at any time, and nothing changes. The free the $14 trial gives you the exact same access that the membership does. Okay, so you get a full chance to try it out and see if it's right for you. And it's okay. I get it if it's not. All right. But I can tell you that trade in VLO alone. Let me go back there to VLO. This trade alone, a single contract trade, one contract trade. Look at the prices here. You could have paid for a full year of Right Way Options in one trade. One trade. Okay, so you get those trades, plus you get 2 hours of me every day. That might be a lot. You can say, man, I can't stand 2 hours of this guy every day. I get that too. But you get 2 hours of me working with you every day. You're allowed to post to ask questions. In fact, I want your questions. I want you to participate. Okay. Did I not give you the free trial? Okay, or the $14 trial. Let me see. That should take you right to the trial page. If you guys are having problems with that, let me know. I can pull up the website, grab the full link. I did one of those really small links so that it doesn't take up half the page here when you post them. You're in a call option right now. Awesome. Look at that trend. It's a beautiful trade. I mean, just chomp, 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 up it goes. Very, very cool. Make sure you get that ebook downloaded, guys. Feel free at any time. Come on in for that 14 bucks. Ask any question you want. I never back away from a question. I want to help you guys be successful at trading. I want to see you on the other side of this, trading full-time for a living, doing something simple, easy to do, and just following along with price. And here's the fun thing. All we're doing is letting the market do what it wants to do already, either move up or move down. No predicting, no chasing. We're just going to follow it. And it makes money like you can't believe. All right, guys, thank you very much. I want to really thank Investor Information Inspiration for inviting me. I do appreciate it. Hopefully I can come back soon. Hope to see you guys in the room. Enjoy that ebook. Use that volatility stop, and I'm sure you'll see some great results. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Take care, everyone.